Oh boy. Oh boy. What is going on, everyone? Dan back with another video, and I'm going to be talking about my impressions, my first impressions of the Battlefield 4 multiplayer beta that came out today for just premium members or people who ended up buying that crappy Medal of Honor game last year. So, what are my overall thoughts on the beta? Honestly, one word I can describe it is as disappointed. Not disappointed in the sense of that it was bad, because I don't think it was bad. Just disappointed in the sense that I was expecting a bit more. Now, I understand that it's a beta. And when you play a beta of a game, you know it's probably going to be nowhere near the actual final product of what the game is going to be. There's never been many betas that really have felt like that it was the actual final product, and this definitely did not feel like the final product. But even in other betas that I've played, at least I still felt like I was playing those games. And I was playing that type of game. Like, for example, I thought the Battlefield 3 beta that came out in October, I think it was early October of 2011, I believe. Someone can correct me on that if I'm wrong. I think it released that a couple weeks before Battlefield 3 actually came out. But anyway, I was disappointed in that too, because for most of 2011, I was playing Bad Company 2. I was introduced to Bad Company 2, and introduced to it kind of late because it was actually going on its last legs, but I had fun with it. I was no means an expert at it. I was no means an awesome player at it, but I enjoyed it. So that I was really excited to see what Battlefield 3 had to offer. And I played the Battlefield 3 beta, and kind of like this one, I was like disappointed. But at least with the Battlefield 3 beta, it still felt like I was playing Battlefield. Even with all of its glitches, like the stretching body glitch, which was really funny and weird at the same time, I don't know if anyone remembers that, it still felt like I was playing Battlefield. You want to know what this beta felt like? It felt like I was playing a slow version of Call of Duty. And to be perfectly honest, and I'm not saying this to start any wars or anything like that, but the last thing I want to feel like playing when I'm playing a Battlefield game is Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty and Battlefield, to me, even though they are shooters, they are basically apples and oranges of shooters. Because one requires a different skill set than the other. Some may require more of a skill set than the other. Me personally, I think Battlefield requires more actual thought-provoking when it comes to what you do in the game than Call of Duty. Call of Duty to me is mostly just ramboing around. That's just me, though. So, yeah, when I play a Battlefield game, I don't want to feel like I'm playing Call of Duty, and this is what it felt like I was playing. Now, why did it feel like that? Well, first off, the map structure was designed almost like a Call of Duty map. Now, granted, I was playing the Domination game mode, and the Domination game mode is basically close quarters combat most of the time. And a lot of people like to joke about it, about Battlefield 3, that Team Deathmatch was the Call of Duty mode, or Domination in either I think it was called Conquest Domination, I believe, or maybe it was just Domination in Battlefield 3. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but they were called the Call of Duty modes. But see, the thing is, and even though when you played those game modes in Battlefield 3, you still felt like you were playing a Battlefield game, because you were playing it like a Battlefield game. You were using different kits, you were using different tactics, you were supporting your teammates, you're basically using Battlefield tactics and playing it like Battlefield. But in this beta, everyone was basically playing it like it was Call of Duty, including myself at times. Now, once again, granted, you don't have access to everything in this beta. But I would still hope that they would have put some things in there to at least make you feel like you were playing Battlefield. And it's funny now that it's actually come to my mind, the one thing that really made me feel like I was playing Call of Duty, and this irritated me at first. It really did. When I was starting to play, and I was trying to play around with the controls, trying to get in that Battlefield groove, because at this point I haven't really played Battlefield since mid-August, I would say. So that was a good month and a half ago, I would say. And I noticed something was weird. Why are the crouch and the knife buttons reversed? Or why was the crouch button the knife button? And what does that feel like? What does that feel like? It felt like Call of Duty. Because in Call of Duty, your crouch button to start with is, on Xbox, it's the B button. On PS3, I think it's circle. And the knife is pushing in the right stick. That's exactly what the default controls is in this beta. And that really, made me feel even more like I was playing Call of Duty. And I was sitting there and I was thinking, why is this control set up like this? And why do you start off with it as the default? So the more I was starting to think about it while playing, because I was thinking about this, I wonder if they were trying to accommodate Call of Duty players. And there are probably some Call of Duty players that are probably getting really tired of Call of Duty at this point. I mean, personally, I'm getting really tired of it. That's just me, though. And so, even though some hardcore fans are getting tired of it as well, and they probably saw Battlefield 4 at E3, and they're like, oh my god, that looks amazing. Wow, look at the destruction. Look at the guns. Look at all the explosions. It all looks really cool. So I wonder if DICE saw that and they're like, well, you know what? These new people who are coming into the Battlefield universe, they're coming from Call of Duty. We need to make them feel comfortable. So we're going to make the controls feel like Call of Duty, or at least somewhat feel like Call of Duty, because not all the controls are exactly the same. Honestly, and I have to say this, I think that was a mistake. Because myself, I already know of a few other people like Erica and a couple others who, by starting to play the game, playing this beta, we're probably getting really irritated at the control design and then having to go in the control setup and change it. Honestly, I think they should be accommodating the loyal Battlefield fans over the supposed coming in fans. Because when new fans come into Battlefield, they can always change it to Call of Duty. Or they could learn and adapt the Battlefield controls. All this really did, as far as I can tell, was piss off veteran Battlefield players. And I really don't think that was a smart move. That's just me, though. So, moving on from that, another similarity to Call of Duty that I noticed. And honestly, when I first saw people talking about this on Twitter, like Erica, for example, and I was looking up on some other sites, some forums, and I noticed people talking about this, and I was like, okay, maybe the health is tweaked a little bit, but we might be over-exaggerating a little bit. Honestly, that's what I thought. I have to apologize. You guys were not kidding. You guys were not kidding at all. Holy crap. You die so quickly in this beta. It's unbelievable. I was like, wow. I mean, some of the times I've died, it was nuts. It was like, I'm just standing there with 100% health, and all of a sudden, BAM! Dead. Instantly. And you're thinking, and I'm thinking, did I get sniped in the headshot? Maybe I got hit with explosive. Because those things I expect to kill me in one hit. No, a guy just killed me with submachine gun from medium distance. Just like that. You guys were not kidding. You guys were not kidding. But also at the same time, Battlefield has always been kind of iffy with the health. Because in Battlefield, your health doesn't regenerate immediately. It takes a little while for it to start regenerating. So you could be running around with 25% health, and yeah, if you have 25% health, you're going to go down pretty quickly. So, I don't see it as being that big of an issue. I just found it funny that I was running around sometimes with 100% health and just dying instantly. It was really crazy. But also at the same time, that can be tweaked. Little things like that can be tweaked in resulting patches, which is what this beta will probably provide DICE, which is why these betas exist. So, I'm not too worried about that. Honestly, I know some people are probably worried about that. Maybe it'll affect the final product, or maybe it won't. They were just worried about it in general. I don't think you guys should be worried about it. I really don't. Because even if they don't tweak it, guess what can happen? If they decide to keep the Battlefield 3 matchmaking that lets you browse servers and people can create their own game modes with their own like stats and stuff, you can adjust the health levels. So you could probably find one nice Battlefield guy or girl, veteran player, and they'll probably put the health back to what is basically Battlefield levels. And so in the long run, I don't see it that big of an issue. But at the same time, I still found it funny. And moving on from that, the spawn system. Holy crap. Wow. Now, spawns are never perfect in a lot of games. But there was one instance, and I don't know if this is going to be showing in this gameplay video that I'm showing you. I literally spawned, honest to God, right behind an enemy. Like, not even a good distance. I was literally almost right behind them. And if I would have moved a few feet up, I would have been in knifing distance. I felt so bad for that person I killed. I did. A part of me contemplated not actually killing them. If I was that person, I would have been pissed as hell. I really hope this is not the final spawn system, because if it is, it's not good at all. The spawns are very erratic. It makes no sense. I shouldn't be spawning in the enemy bases. The enemy shouldn't be spawning in my bases. I shouldn't be spawning right behind an enemy. Enemy shouldn't be spawning right behind me. It just shouldn't be like that. It should not be like that. And the final thing I would like to expound upon, even more so when it comes to why this didn't feel like I was playing a Battlefield game, was the destructible environments. Now, they did exist in this beta from what I could tell. They were just very, very random. And when they did destruct, it didn't feel like I was actually destroying the environment. It just felt like you were just hitting it, and then all of a sudden it just went poof. Gone. Because I know that the environments were destructible in this beta, because I saw a floating overhead sprinkler. And once again, I don't know if this is going to be shown in this clip, but I saw an overhead floating sprinkler, which meant there had to have been a platform above that. And the Battlefield 3 kind of moved away from a lot of the destructible environments. It did still have them, but not as much as Bad Company 2. Almost everything in Bad Company 2, you could destroy. You could destroy and grind into dust or into rubble. And Battlefield 3 kind of moved away from that a little bit, but this beta, it wasn't even close to that. Once again, it didn't feel like I was playing Battlefield. It felt like I was playing a slower, poor man's Call of Duty. But then again, I've only played a few games, and this is the first night, and I do plan on playing it more. So maybe I'll get into that Battlefield groove, and maybe it'll start feeling like Battlefield again a little bit. But for overall, I'd like to say I'm kind of disappointed in it. But honestly, Battlefield friends, and just anybody in general, I would still try it out and see if you like it. And just rest assured, this is a beta, and the final product should be better. Should be a lot better. Because I would hope DICE would not put out something as close to this as a final product. But, yep, anyway, hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll be doing more Battlefield 4 gameplay. And let me know what you thought of Battlefield 4, and let me know down in the comments. And so yeah, till next time, y'all have a good one, and take it easy. Later.